Barcelona when the Mercedes-Benz CLS-Class initially touched base in 2004, it was the start of the supposed four-entryway roadster development. Regardless of whether the phrasing still annoys individuals, the style itself has taken off and even affected SUVs. Be that as it may, as the class advances, Mercedes has constantly kept its CLS consistent with the first. Presently in its third era, the 2019 CLS holds a great part of the look of its forerunners, maybe on the grounds that to transform it an excessive amount of would destroy it. In spite of the fact that it won't not appear as though it, all things considered, there are a ton of changes that move the new CLS into the future, especially in the engine. As we arranged to get in the driver's seat out of the blue, Peter Kalb, the man responsible for vehicle testing for the CLS, let us know, we have idealized the first. We made a beeline for the grand heaps of the Catalonian farmland to see with our own eyes. The primary purpose of the styling changes was to expel diverting visuals for a cleaner general look. The profile still bears a swoopy outline with a long nose and modest rise of a nursery behind it, yet the sheet metal is smoother and rounder, with no real sharp wrinkles to center in around. CLS originator Uwe Haller portrayed it as design philosophy 2.5, which he clarified this way: leave a line off. On the off chance that it looks great, leave a different line off. This reasoning works for us, as we observe the new CLS's profile to be a close ideal refining of the four-entryway roadster idea. In advance, we adore the way the hood is totally isolated from the lighting, encompassed on all sides by body. The sharp nose goes to a forceful point before the vehicle, and the thin headlights look perfect and quick all alone. The grille, with its precious stone outline, and the useful air bits up along the base and along the edges, include some visual intrigue. This auto has a drag coefficient of 0.29, and it looks each piece that dangerous. The auto's inside feels like a huge refresh. Gone is the commitment to stodgy, traditionalist styling of periods past. The CLS receives the inside treatment spearheaded by the 2017 E-Class, which grasped the most recent innovation. The new CLS's inside at long last feels similarly as provocative and charming as the engaged outside. Inside, the wave line, featured by state-of-mind lighting, draws your eye from one entryway, down the dash and over the other entryway and even over the back entryways on the off chance that you crane your neck. Before the driver, the CLS is refreshed with a couple of computerized screens under a solitary, consistent sheet of glass, an exquisite consolidation contrasted and the past solid look of the focal tablet. One fills in as the instrument board, alternate as an infotainment chip. The calf skin extended over the dash and over the seats of our analyzer's designo inside is smooth and delicate. Maybe the most intriguing visual element inside the CLS, however, is the fly turbine look of the round, enlightened air vents. Lighting around the handle in the middle changes from blue when blowing cool air to red while giving warm. Aside from the absence of overhead airspace, the inside of the CLS feels especially spacious. There's a considerable measure of room between the front tenants, and it's sufficiently wide for a center seat in the back of first for the CLS. That low through roofline means you taller people should remove your cowhand cap before you get in. At 6 feet tall, moving our seat as low as it would go allowed us to disregard the headroom issues after a bit. The most fascinating change to the CLS isn't a tasteful one. Rather, it's in the engine, as an inline 6-barrel motor with a 48-volt half-breed framework. By training, we call this a mellow half and half framework, however that descriptor simply doesn't do equity to how vital a part it plays in both the CLS 450 and the AMG 53. By and by, the inline 6 in the CLS 450 is really a delight to utilize. For a certain something, it sounds intriguing. The smidgen of commotion that advances in from the engine is exceptionally mechanical and controlled. It's extremely simple to picture the modest, splendidly planned individual blasts ticking off in their particular barrels. There's a soothing smoothness in that setup regarding putting shut down, first well known to your creator from a 1999 Jeep Cherokee's 4.0-liter inline-six, however with a family in Mercedes vehicles extending back to the 1920s. An odd mental correlation, maybe, however it shows what this motorist speaks to us, a workhorse. Mercedes-Benz has been a pioneer with regards to savvy driver health frameworks, and now journey control is getting considerably more astute. The CLS obtains its distronic innovation from the S-Class. It has versatile journey control and path following. The slick trap here, however, is that it will consequently modify for changing pace points of confinement, and it even suspects bends in the street and backs off for them. On the blustery Spanish interstates, we were genuinely inspired to see the auto explore corners alone. It did as such circumspectly, and at bring down cornering speeds than we have kept up under manual control. No curveballs there, as security and solace start things out.